Hello and welcome to the Zoom Out Podcast, episode 7. I just wanted to put this little disclaimer in here real quick just to make sure that you guys know that you guys are about to hear a lot of cursing, a lot of very strong words. I apologize for that. I used this episode to get out my feelings about what was going on. So if it's too vulgar for you guys, I apologize, but I do not take back anything I said. I meant every single word. And also, this is solely my thoughts. I don't represent anybody. This is solely the thoughts of me and how I feel. Thank you for clicking on this episode, and I hope you enjoy. Peace. Welcome to episode. This would be episode 7, I believe. Thank you so much for anybody who is listening currently. This is the Zoom Out Podcast. I am your host, Vaughn Baptiste. And this is, the Zoom Out Podcast, episode 7. If you're listening to this right now, please make sure to rate the show 5 stars. And if I have a poll on here, please go down there on the poll and give me some feedback. I'm going to be honest, today, or rather this week that I'm recording this, which is obviously the previous week from when this is going to come out. This is the day after the news. Recording this on Thursday of the week where we got the results for the presidential election. And I'm gonna be honest, this episode is just my way of calming down and coping. I'll be honest, on Tuesday, November 5th, I was sitting in my room just waiting to see what would happen, waiting to see what ends up being the final verdict. I was watching all of the numbers going up. I was looking at all of the videos on TikTok. I was looking at Instagram posts and just seeing everybody's initial reactions when they started up until the end. And I'm highly disappointed. So obviously everyone knows the obviously everyone knows the election results found that Donald Trump would be back in office. And that's, I say it with heavy heart that I am truly disappointed. I took Wednesday, like the entirety of the day, to just kind of grieve. Because, it's a serious situation now, because with everything that he was saying that he was going to do, you'd think that everyone would hear that and be like, oh, let's not get this guy into office, the guy who has 34 counts of fraud and found legally liable of sexual harassment, and then who incited a riot on January 6th of 2021 or 2020, whichever one that was. You'd think that would not be the person that's being sworn in this incoming January, and you'd expect it to be the right pick or whatever. Or if you don't believe that, then I don't know why you're listening to this podcast. Before I even go further, I'm going to touch on two things. With this podcast, if you are listening to this at the current moment and you voted for Donald Trump or you didn't vote at all, to be honest with you, I'm not too angry at those that didn't vote. I mean, I understand, because most people think that sorry for the coughing. Most people think that their vote doesn't matter, that they're going to pick whoever they're going to pick regardless. And if you're of that mindset, I can't sit here and send too much hate your way, because I mean, that's a valid thing to say. But for those that actually voted for Donald J. Trump, I want to let you know this right now. Turn my podcast off. Do not listen to my podcast. If you sat here and you listened to me talk for all 7 of these episodes, and you, even for a second, thought this was a podcast that you could listen to and still go and vote for that man, turn my podcast off. I don't want anything to do with you, with that demographic. So y'all can turn this off right now. Secondly, for those of you, those people that know me, if you know me and you are black or white or anything in between, and you voted for Trump, turn my podcast off and never talk to me again, and especially if you didn't talk to me previously. That's just how I feel. You're not going to police the way that I feel about it. It is what it is until it ain't no more, and it will always be. Do not ever contact me, ever. Donald Trump, for the past better part of this year, has made claims after claims that are the most heinous things you've ever heard in your life. Saying that Haitians were eating cats and dogs in Ohio. Literally helping to get Roe v. Wade up out of here. Making it so that women's bodily autonomy is taken away from them. He said a numerous amount of things that are the most harmful to everyone, but way more harmful to my people, black people. And I'm going to repeat this again. If you heard all of the things that he said and proceeded to go to that voting poll, that voting booth, and vote for him, block me, turn this podcast off, and if you know me in real life, never talk to me again. And I mean that wholeheartedly, because I will not associate myself with those people. I don't care, especially those types of people that sit here and say, I don't care, like, it shouldn't matter who you vote for, we should all be able to have our own opinions and do. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't. Because the reason you voted for him was because you are like him. You endorse, if you're voting for him, you endorse the shit that he has said. You have endorsed the shit that he's done. Which means you don't give it not near a fuck about anybody else other than yourself. And especially those people that, I didn't vote for him because of what he's saying. He can say whatever he want. I voted for him because he put money in my pocket, bro. He didn't put money in your pocket. That little bitch ass I'm sorry for the cursing, but that little $1,200, $1,300 he gave y'all that y'all used on a PC or something for a Hellcat or type of car or something, you didn't do anything. He didn't do anything for that. That man wanted to put his name on it. The Democrats gave you the goddamn money. And regardless, it was not Trump that gave you that money. But all of y'all are so goddamn money hungry that you will not in any way, shape, or form care about the rights of yourself or anybody else. Y'all don't even give a fuck about the people, about anything else. Y'all care about the money. And I get it. The money is the way that you're going to be able to do this, that, and the third. But how are you going to do that when if he's putting the money, he's actually putting the money on the fucking wealthy? If you're making $1,400, not $1,400, but $400,000 a year, he's doing tax cuts on everything from that and above. The regular person that's listening to this podcast, you listening to this podcast right now, you do not make $400,000. You don't. The highest amount of money you probably had in your goddamn account was at the most $50K. If you're, depending on how old you are listening to this podcast, but if you're my age, 21, nigga, probably the most you had in your account was 4 bands. I haven't had that in my account. But regardless, y'all do not make that amount of money, but you swear to God he's going to put money in your pocket. He's not. And I'm using this episode to vent. That's, if you didn't want to listen to this episode, or you wanted to listen to this episode and you didn't want to hear about politics, I'm sorry. And I know that this is going to come out a week in advance, but I don't care. This is happening, like me recording this is happening as it just happened. See, y'all could be over it by the time you're listening to this podcast, but I don't care. I'm distraught. Like, this is crazy. He's about to make it so that he gets complete immunity for the shit that he's done. Complete immunity. Do y'all not understand how fucking crazy that is? Is that not clicking in some of y'all brains? And even more so, he's giving immunity to the police. I'm going to make sure I get this name right before I even say his name. But I'm pretty sure y'all know what I'm talking about. The situation with George Floyd, Derek Chauvin, that police officer right there. The man who murdered. And if you don't believe he was murdered, I don't know why you're listening to this podcast. Fuck you and everything you goddamn stand for. But that man, all that happened to him, granted, I could be misinformed a little bit. I'm even looking at he went to prison for it and he got stabbed up at some point, which was, I mean, that's crazy. I ain't gonna speak on what that is, but that man, if he was to be, if that was to never have happened right then and there, and it happened as of right now, maybe it happened well into 2025, that man wouldn't have even went to jail because he would have gotten complete immunity. Are you fucking serious? He's making it so that now, and if this is all hypothetical because he could not do any of this. He might just be so lazy, all talk no bark, that he doesn't even do it, and something happens. But in the reality that he does, all of the crazy ass shit that he has said he wanted to do. If you're listening to this as a black man right now, watch your fucking back. I'm scared to go out the house. If they're getting complete immunity, I'm scared to get out the house. I want to get a car soon. I'm scared to drive. Because I know as a fact, at any given moment, I can hear those sirens, and that might be my last day. I'm 21. 21-year-old black man going to a PWI. I'm freaking terrified. They could do anything they want if that happens. And y'all voted for that. Y'all voted for the fact that now police officers could, if they wanted to, run up into somebody's house saying they have a warrant and just shoot them. And that's it. That's all they can do. It's over with. But that isn't crazy to y'all. That's just some regular shit to y'all, huh? I don't know what to say. There's a reality there's a reality that pretty soon I don't even know. There could be so many things that happen in the future. And the only question in my brain since 3 o'clock 3 o'clock Wednesday morning, are we cooked? Is shit over with? The answer is starting to be a glaring yes. And that's terrifying to me. That's freaking terrifying to me. Y'all voted for him. Y'all really did that. People really sat here and listened to him say all of his insane talking points, all of his insane things, and y'all allowed that fucking cult to win this election. Oh, but I'm forgetting. In no way, shape, or form we are gonna let a black woman, Kamala Harris, win. And it's Kamala Harris, and I don't give a fuck if y'all want to sit here and be like, oh, like, why does it matter if I pronounce her name Kamala or Kamala? That's not her fucking name. But I guess it doesn't matter. I'm sorry for wanting to be a respectful fucking human being to the person that is our current vice president. But I know y'all don't give a fuck. But y'all weren't going. Y'all. I forgot. Y'all wasn't gonna let her get up there and win. And I understand all the nuanced reasons as to why people didn't want to vote for her, the Palestine stuff, and the fact that she's working with Biden, who in everyone's ideology hasn't done anything, and this, that, and the third. But within the 4 months that she was running, she was a way better option than the man that is about to be our sitting vice president. And y'all know that. But instead, y'all decided that it was a better idea to put the criminal instead of the black woman that was a prosecutor. And that isn't crazy to y'all. That's completely normal. And now, granted, I've heard all of the reasons as to why Kamala was a bad pick. Some of them made sense, and others super don't make sense. if you're in one specific talking point that just came into my mind, if you're sitting here, no, I want to be serious. Like if you're listening to this, I want to be so completely sincere about what I'm saying. If your reason for not voting for Kamala was one of three things: the $1,200 that he gave you, that was given to y'all during COVID, the fact that she quote unquote lied about the fact that she's black, or the fact that he just says whatever he wants and nobody touches him. If your reason for not voting for her was because of any of those things, and I'm not even saying this as somebody who's heavily educated. I did a little bit of research and I figured out things that I liked that she was going to try to do. But if that was any of y'all reason, I seriously don't know what to tell you. Other than fuck you. Because you are completely and utterly ill-informed, misinformed, idiotic, lack critical thinking, and basic knowledge. And speaking of all of those things, another reason as to why it is insane that he's about to be the president is that he wants to defund, or if I'm saying this incorrectly, I mean, it is what it is. I could look it up real quick, but from what I was hearing, Donald Trump wanted to defund the Board of Education. Let me research this very quickly. He wants to Donald Trump wants to shut down the Department of Education, said by the CNN Politics. He wants to shut down the Department of Education. In the month of August, I'm trying to make sure in the month of September, he said, I say it all the time, I'm dying to get back to this. We will ultimately eliminate the Federal Department of Education. We will drain the government education swamp and stop the abuse of your tax-paying dollars to indoctrinate America's youth with all sorts of things that you don't want to have your youth hearing. And the worst part about what I just read, right, is the simple fact that my girlfriend is a teacher, or she's trying at the current moment, she's working to be a teacher. And even the last podcast that I just recorded with Mr. Siddiqui, my teacher from high school, they both have said the same thing to me. These students nowadays, the students that are coming up now, genuinely lack a lot of information. They're genuinely not the brightest. And I'm not saying that like while I'm on my super big high horse, I'm not the most educated individual. I know how to use Google a little bit, but that's about it. But these students are genuinely not intelligent now. I've heard so many stories of these students not even being able to read above a freaking third grade reading level. And that is the most insane thing to me, because now y'all voted for your fucking children to be even fucking stupider. Does that make a lick of sense to y'all? This is what people voted for. All I can do at this point is just hope to God, if I don't have, and that's another thing, I don't have money just lying around for me to just go. I'm gonna work as much as I can so I can build money to leave, but I can't leave. I can't just get up and go like people that are other people that have money that are complaining about it. There's no way. The only thing I can do as of right now is sit here in front of this microphone and bitch and complain about what just happened. Because I'm fucking distraught. I don't know. And I don't know. This is, to be honest with you, probably the most upsetting time right now, because and it's more upsetting than his first presidency, because before his first presidency, we didn't know anything about him. I just don't know. I don't get it, man. At the current moment, me looking at the poll, he got 295 electoral votes, and Harris got 226. I seriously don't understand how y'all let this happen. But I shouldn't be surprised, because y'all were barely ready for Barack Obama. So why would y'all be ready to put Kamala up there? A woman who was perfectly qualified for the job. She's perfectly qualified. She's done everything from being the DA to the vice president where she is right now. She's been a prosecutor. She's been all these different things. She has worked her way to where she is, but the only thing y'all believe that she did was sleep her way to the top. And I don't know how she can sleep with millions of people to get their vote, but okay, I guess that makes sense. Cool. Y'all fucking sicken me. And then once again, if you're still listening to me after this whole thing of me talking, I mean it when I say, like the other episodes that have been said, patience is key. Hopefully we can, if anyone who's listening to this doesn't have any type of plans on ever leaving, doesn't have any money to do so. I know sure as hell I'm not right now, but I'm gonna work so I can get my passport and whatever. Or I'm just gonna stay here and deal with what happens, even though Trump said he was going to be a dictator day one, which means a whole fucking litany of things. He said he was going to be a dictator day one. This is fucking crazy. I'm tired. I'm tired. And I'm disappointed in everything. There's not one bone in my body that is really optimistic about it, but I'm still here though. We gonna get through it. I'm trying my best to have faith, but it's hard. But that's normally how it goes. We're going to be able at some point to get where we need to be. But the craziest thing is just that they wanted him to come back so that they could see what else he can do to this country. And shit, if I could just pack right now and take all of my shit today, I would. But I think that's all I can say for now. Hopefully by the time y'all hear me again, or if you like, I've been doing other stuff from behind, from like days prior from this episode being out. That's fine and dandy. But from where I'm recording this right now, November 7th, 2024, I am very, very, very down and struggling, but it's okay. For all of the women and black women that are listening to this podcast, I am sorry that we failed you. Y'all bodily autonomy has been now placed in the crosshairs of the worst possible man that it could be in the crosshairs of. Y'all will now have to deal with whatever he decides to do with your bodily autonomy. If y'all are dealing with abortion, an abortion issue, you will now have to, I don't know, either find a way to do what you need to do in order to stay alive, or I don't know. I don't know. It's really a crazy situation, and I'm sorry for y'all. And fellow black men who are listening to this podcast, we just gotta stick to our guns and just try to stay afloat and do what we need to do to protect our women. In any way that means. I know I'm probably not the best example since I'm in an interracial relationship, but it's still the same kind of situation. So I have to make sure that my girlfriend is okay after this whole thing happens. Let's see what happens in 2028. And if it doesn't look good, I don't know, man. Y'all really let a dictator get into office. And I can't wait to hear y'all complain about everything he does. Make jokes about the shit that he does. Because from this point on, from where I'm recording this, I don't want to hear any jokes about it. I don't. And I feel like that's going to be how I feel for the next 4 years. So if you're listening to this right now and there was a moment in time before this came out where I was cold when y'all were making jokes about it, I'm just not in that mindset, because to me right now, there's nothing to joke about. I'm tired. And I don't want to hear it anymore. And just one last thing for the people, for the black people, the Puerto Ricans, the Mexicans, Latinos, any minority specifically that voted for this man, I want y'all to look back at this moment, when he's doing the things that he said he was going to do to all of us, when all of y'all get deported, the chance that me and my people will end up dealing with way more repercussions just for being black. And I hope that everyone looks back at this moment and realize that this is what you voted for. This is what you wanted. There's no need to do the whole, like if it happens, I don't want to hear y'all trying to be activists about nothing, because you voted for him. You did. No, not obviously, not you. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about the people that voted for him, not you. Relax. But I'm being so serious. It's going to be very hard for me to feel bad for you because I'm tired. I've been wanting to grow up from this making a joke about this serious ass shit for quite a while. And I'm tired. I just want it to be over with, and I want to fast forward so that shit can get back right, if it can get back right. All we got to do is just make sure that we stay together regardless. Once again, for the people who are listening to this, if you voted for him, fuck you. And I hope that after his presidency, you understand what we were saying on not bringing this orange Cheeto back into office. Now you understand. But for some odd reason, you didn't understand that previously. Go read a book. Do research. Understand anything other than what's in front of your fucking nose. Do your research about this shit that he has said. Do some research about everything that he said Kamala wasn't doing. Do research on it. I dare you to do research. Read something. Because anytime a false narrative would be said from him, I would immediately go look up what the fuck she said. And it was never the same thing. I'm angry as fuck at all of y'all. Every single one of y'all need to sit in a corner and fucking look at the wall. Anyway, if you stuck around throughout this entire podcast episode, I appreciate you. I used this episode to just rant. I genuinely appreciate anyone who has listened to me for all 7 of these episodes. Please rate this show 5 stars on Spotify. I'm hoping you guys really enjoy these episodes. I'm really enjoying making them. I appreciate you all, and have a good one.